Hey, hi, how you doing? That's right. Back at it again. It's me and my good buddy Do It Live. That's what he's got on his screen this week, my big buddy Mike. And it's good to see you. Even though I can't, I like I always say, I like to envision that I can. And kind of like Mike, you're sitting there not wearing much. I mean, you're looking good. Excuse me, as I have my COVID allergy cough. But you're looking good. Tasty, I might say. And I know bikini season is right around the corner. And don't worry about it. You're going to look great. And have confidence. Have confidence that your belly lays over your thong bikini a little bit. And that's okay. I mean, I am older. So now I'm not as, I'd like to think I'm as picky, but I'm not. Let's just be honest. I mean, I'm not, I'm not in peak physical condition. I mean, I, I look good, but it's all just it's all just a game. These are lights and mirrors. Makeup. I wear a lot of makeup.
So I have a question on that. So have you ever had like the an aha moment where you're like, "Damn, I gotta lose some weight"?
Yeah, of course. Um, I have it a lot. Um, I will say this. So there was a time back in I even remember the year, like 2012 or 13, somewhere right in there.
Hmm.
I was DJing at a club, and it might have been a strip club, and I was there and I remember sitting in a chair and a stool and my legs are up. So you're kind of like, sitting in a stool. Imagine this, your knees are up a little higher than normal of chair. And I look over and there's a mirror there. And I remember looking over and being like, what the fuck?
Who
My
is that
gut
guy?
is huge. I'm like, what? And, because you don't really notice it. And the people around you, I guess, are nice and they don't mention. I mean, I guess what I need to do is I need to have like my true friends around me all the time to be like, God dang, Jay, you're getting a little hefty, bud.
Well,
Um,
it's definitely like
excuse me.
more
But
noticeable for people that hadn't seen you. Like, you go 3 months without seeing somebody, and you've had like a big shift one way or the other. But
whoa,
when
let me
what?
turn off this audio in here. Holy,
But
there we
but
go.
then the difference of when you're around somebody every single day, it's like they don't notice it as much as like the same as you because it's just a gradual where if you go out without seeing somebody, then they can be like, "Holy shit, man! Like you look terrible."
Yeah, I guess I used to be obviously more worried about it or vain, maybe you would say. I don't know. I used to really, I mean, I still obviously care about what I look like. And people that say they don't give a shit are either two things. Either they really have gotten to the point where they just don't give a shit anymore and they've let it all go and they don't care. They're just going to be, hey, whatever it is, it is. Or they're like 90% of the rest of people and they're lying about it because they care. Everybody fucking cares about what they look like. Even I mean, when I see guys with like a guy I work with who is completely bald on the top of his head, but the rest of his hair is long on the side, and I mean, he cares about that. He combs it. He puts hairspray in it to keep it like in place. And it's like, why are you messing with that? You don't have these luscious locks like I do. I mean, you don't have this, big mane of hair, which is fine, but he still messes with it. And that's fine because people care what they look like, obviously. And
Yep.
I mean, I care what I look like.
He's just trying to make it work with what he's got, I guess. For me, the first time I noticed when my belly got a little too big was like when my underwear waistband started to like fold over instead of just being nice and flat. And I was like, shit, man, I gotta do something about this. I've actually seen one guy where his
I've
leather belt folds in half because his belly's so big on top of it.
no see that's just that's unnecessary.
That, that's
Your
too
leather belt
that's too
is
much.
folded in half. I mean, yeah, I actually you know, I will say this. At one point in time, probably before a couple years ago, 2, 3 years ago, I experienced the same thing. I was sitting there and I noticed like why is my underwear band flipped over a little bit? And I'm like, what is up with this? And then I realized, oh, it's your belly pushing it over. That's when I really started rowing and running and stuff. And I mean, what's great about being a guy, I guess, is at least from the women I've talked to, is that we're lucky in the fact that we can lose 15, 20 pounds in 2 weeks, no problem. It's not, I mean, it's not that you don't have to work at it, but I mean, it's pretty quick for us guys to drop off some pounds if we want to. Maybe not, it's hard once you get to a certain level and maybe it peaks a little bit or it kind of plateaus, but overall, it's pretty easy for dudes. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I've definitely had periods in my life where there's been pretty major fluctuation in weight. Definitely 15 to 20 pounds. Like you said, I think that's the number where it's like, if I had to drop this for like a $100 bet or something, I probably could in about 90 days.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't worry about it. I mean, I walk a lot because I play golf a lot, obviously. So I mean, I walk a ton. And so like from the waist down, I mean, other than the fact that um I've got enjoyable nether regions, um my ass is rock hard. My legs are solid, boy. My legs are solid.
You got them
Upper
big boy
body, not
calves.
what I want. Oh, I do. I've got these monster nugs going on down here. I mean, I could dickmatize any guy on the street. Um, it's it's pretty impressive. Um, Big shout out before I forget. Our buddy Adam that was tuning in last week and chatting with us. It's his birthday today. We do record on Monday. We do this live recording on Monday. It comes out on Spotify and everything on Friday. But it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to the chief, Adam Chavez. Happy birthday, brother. Um, he said he'd be tuning in tonight. We'll see if he does. We'll see if anybody does. I know we're live because I can see it over here on the screen.
Yeah, and I
Ooh,
didn't get a
nice. If people are
notification.
wondering what's in the yeah, you didn't?
No.
Okay. Um, or you did. Oh, you did not. Okay. So people are wondering what's in the background behind me here. This is a painting that obviously I did not do this painting. It's the one painting in my house that I did not do. This one was done by my dad. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see it. It's a pretty cool painting. Um, I guess, it's left up for interpretation what somebody might think it is or about or whatever. But and then if you look over here, I have some old some DJ box lighting stuff that's leaned up against the wall. Um, I didn't think it was in shot or in the screen, but it is. So anyway, it is on YouTube when we're YouTube newbies. Um, I uh, I had a crazy start to my day. I made the mistake. First of all, I know don't prosecute me, people. Don't persecute me. Prosecute me. Definitely don't prosecute me. Don't persecute me. Don't come at me, monkeys. I went to McDonald's for
Yo.
breakfast. Um, I didn't have any ill effects from it, but McDonald's never messes with me really because I mean, there's no real food. I mean, you're just putting whatever they chemicals in your body. But I got a sausage McMuffin and a hash brown and a orange juice.
Okay.
I do love their orange juice. Their orange juice is kind of like their Sprite. It's next level shit. But I ran into the person that handed me my food was the rudest motherfucker I'd ever met. And I'm kind of a jerk, but I mean this guy was next level. He was um how do I say? I don't even know. I don't know. I actually he made me so mad and I had a little Karen moment that I actually drove around and parked and went back inside to make a complaint.
Damn.
And that takes a lot.
Yeah, that's bad.
Um, I don't know what his problem was. I mean, so I you pay at the first window and you drive up to the second window. I get to the second window. He pushes the orange juice out so hard that it sloshes and like I reach my hand out, and he just pushes it into my hand, and it pops the top off the orange juice. He pushes it so hard that it pops the orange juice off my hand, and I'm like, "What the?" I'm like, "Okay." I didn't even say anything. I was like, I'm just amazed that it happened. And so he's like, he reaches back in, grabs a rag that's nasty and wet and whatever else is on it, and reaches out and just wipes off the top of the cup and everything. He doesn't even take it back in. And I'm like, "Can I have some napkins, please?" He's like, "They're in the bag." He takes the bag and reaches it out and drops it in my fucking window and shuts the window, the drive through.
Well, damn.
I'm livid.
Yeah.
I was so fucking mad.
That's pretty fucked
And
up.
I'm like, what in the fuck? I was like, is Keb working here? Is somebody fucking with me? So I drove around and parked and went and wanted to talk to the manager. And yeah, so I had a little moment, but I mean, I don't like complaining about stuff like this, mainly because I understand it may not be the biggest job in the world. It may not be the most important job to him, but he's doing the job.
Did
And
he seem like
I
he was
mean,
all there, or like do you think there was something else going on?
I actually asked the manager, is there something wrong with this kid? Does he have,
The
you
tism?
know, any kind of issues, any tisms? Has he been touched by the tism lord? I mean, what's going on? And she said, well, he's a different young man, but he's normal. And I'm like, he is? Because this wasn't fucking normal. It wasn't normal at all. I was not having it. And I wasn't happy. So anyway, that kind of started off the day. Then I went to work, and the day got better, obviously, but I was, god damn, I was pissed off. I wanted to also say that, because I was talking about Adam's birthday earlier, but thank goodness for Facebook in regards to birthdays. I wouldn't remember everybody's birthdays if it wasn't for Facebook, because you get that little reminder every day. It's so and so's birthday and 17 other people's or whatever. And
I
it's the only way I remember people's birthdays. There's a few people in the world that actually remember their dates, and that's it.
yeah, I can't tell you how many times it's even saved me with my family's birthdays, like making sure to at least reach out to them
Yeah.
and say something. But it
Yeah.
is
Well, you're
cool
a bad
because
family member.
nowadays you keep up with so many different people more indirectly through Facebook and social media and stuff. Like, even though you don't talk to people all that often, but you still have the opportunity to tell them happy birthday and stuff. Where, back in the day, it's people that you would just lose touch with and probably never talk to again.
Yeah. I agree. There's so many people on, I stay on Facebook only for the fact that I have so many friends and family members. To be honest, I find out shit all the time about my own family
Yeah,
on social media. And that's all right. That's fine. I understand not everybody's reaching out to everybody 24/7. We don't have a family group chat text message, which I'm actually kind of happy about, because that might be annoying. But
yeah.
speaking of, I'm going to backtrack here, because while I can, I got plastic straws at McDonald's today. A plastic straw.
I thought that wasn't allowed
And
where you live.
well, it wasn't. They banned it. Everything was paper, 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 paper. But I got a plastic straw today, and it makes me want. I don't. I'm all for it. I want to know when I'm going to get my plastic grocery bags back. I'm
Yeah,
so sick and tired of fucking having to carry in my. I get the recycle aspect. If you're a recycler and you're a environmentally conscious person, amen. Praise be to you. I'm proud of you. And if it wasn't for people like you, hey, maybe we wouldn't, we'd have a lot more trash and crap in the world. So I appreciate you, you know, conservatists or whatever they're called. But
yeah. There's definitely not a good
I am not
design
always
for
one.
the paper straws. I mean, I've never had one that was
No,
like, this isn't so
no.
bad. It's like, this tastes funny. It tastes like I'm drinking through cardboard, and halfway through it starts bending in weird
Mhm.
positions and doesn't suck anymore.
That's right. And when somebody doesn't suck anymore, or something doesn't suck anymore, you got to get rid of it. It's got to go.
Trash.
And that goes for people too. Um, but Yeah, I want my plastic bags back. I'm tired of grabbing 45. At first, when they made the switch and they got rid of the plastic bags, I think I bought over 50 of the plastic recycled hard bags that you are supposed to bring with you to the store because they
Yeah.
had them for sale at the registers for like 50 cents or $1 or whatever. Every time I went to the store, I was buying new ones because I forgot. Buy new ones, forget. Buy new ones, forget. I never could learn. I've gotten good now where what I do is I uh I take them to the truck or I take them to the store and I use I bring them in the house, take the bags, put them back by the front door. That way I make sure I take them back out with me so I can't forget them. But
Yeah, and I think that
hopefully
that kind of policy is
plastic makes a
okay
comeback.
for people like living in the city and they go to the grocery store once or twice a week just to get a few things. But if like for me, if I'm shopping for 5 people or people with even bigger families than me, it's like I don't know, hauling around that many big plastic totes is like it's not that easy. It's like I don't know.
No, it's not. But everybody I guess is adjusted to it now. But I'd be happy if all of a sudden they said, you know what, fuck all that. Plastic is back, baby. You don't have to drag your own bags, and we got plastic straws.
Well,
I'd
come
even
on
take a
back to
broken
Texas.
plastic straw over the paper. No, I ain't never going back to fucking Texas. Um, I don't even know if I'll ever visit there again. Um, I don't know. I probably will because I'll have to for maybe your kid's graduation or something. But that's about it.
That's a ways off. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it is, and I mean they're going to be graduating from homeschool, so I mean it won't be that big of a deal. I'd come in and we're all going to jump in the swimming pool together. Woohoo! Um, and people, if you're watching on YouTube, I apologize that Mike's screen is black right now or frozen most likely, but his internet connection down there is apparently horrible. So you're getting the audio, but I apologize that the video is not there.
Yeah,
Because right
thanks
now Mike's black on my screen.
thanks AT&T. You're wonderful.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you. Um, have you ever wondered um, that it's it's kind of weird that have you ever had a um, a homosexual experience? Have you ever had a gay experience in your life?
No, I
A
don't
man on
believe.
man
like
anything?
like you
You
mean
don't
like
believe?
me personally like doing something with somebody or me like being around
Yes.
something that's happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
No, you doing it.
I've well, I mean, no. The only thing popping into my head is like being a little kid and like two kids like peeing into the toilet at the same time, that kind of thing. But I wouldn't say that's homo.
Okay, that's
I
not
would say that
gay.
was sexual. Like,
That's kids growing up. I mean, I've gone, you know, skinny dipping with dudes, and there were girls there too. But I mean, it was like it's not that I didn't consider that a a homoerotic
yeah,
experience.
I've done that too,
Um,
and it was the
but what's
same.
wild to me is that you know. So let me put this because I think it's okay if a girl has one. People don't like bring it up and be like, "Yo, he's, she's gay," because let's say you're in a relationship with a girl and she goes off to, let's say she goes off for a girls' weekend while you're off playing golf, or you're off doing something else that you like to do, you climbing mountains or whatever the fuck it is. You guys go off for a weekend together with you and your friend's family, or just let's say you and another couple, and your wife, we'll call her Karen because well, that's the name I can remember right now. Um, and your buddy's friend, her name is Shanae. So,
Mm.
you and your buddy went off and you guys were climbing mountains, you came back and things just seemed weird and you talked to your wife, Karen, you're like, hey, what's going on? She's like, well, I had a sexual experience with Shanae today. And you'll be like, damn, what? And she's like, yeah, we were We woke up, you guys were gone. We had a little breakfast on the porch. We had some mimosas. We decided to paint each other's toenails. She was painting my toenails and kind of rubbed my feet and accidentally stuck one of my toes in her mouth. And, next thing you know, we're rolling around playing Scissor Sisters, and we've got the clam bake going. And, just one thing led to another. But, it was just a one time thing. And a lot of guys would be like, "Oh, okay, that's wild or weird, whatever." But they don't sit there and go, "That's gay." They don't think about anything like that. They don't think about that like the. I mean, guys are like, they may be like, "Well, you cheated on me," and that's fine. Okay, yeah, essentially you did. But they don't sit there and go, "That's homo or that's gay or anything." They're just like, "Oh, that's two chicks." But let's turn that around. And me and you are off on a boys' weekend, and our wives decide to go to the spa. And me and you are sitting there. We're watching, MMA. We're watching some fucking UFC fights.
Some man shit.
We've got beers and Cheetos, some man shit. I lean over and fart real loud, and you're like, "Damn, that smells kind of nice." And I'm like, "You think so?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come in for a little closer smell." And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." And you get down there and accidentally, when you're wafting it, you brush my balls with your hand. And next thing you know, you just slide my penis in your mouth. And you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna give it a quick little suckle." And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, dude. It's okay." And you do it, and it's done, and no big deal, right? It's over. And I didn't even return the favor because, well, I'm not gay. And so, but when the girls get back, we tell them what happened, and they're like, "You coming out to us right now? You're gay?" I'm telling you, you put one dick in your mouth as a dude, and forever you're going to be labeled as not normal.
Yeah.
You're either going to be considered bisexual, trisexual. I am kind of trisexual. I'll try some shit, but I ain't doing that. I don't need to know that I don't like dick by having a dick in my. But I just think it's weird how the societal norm is to go, "Hey, ladies, it's totally okay. It's okay." But like, if me and Mike want to like put each other's wieners in our mouth, but it's not okay. It's gay. I think that's
Yeah.
dumb. It shouldn't be gay. It should just be like, "Hey, we're having a good time."
Yeah, I don't really know how to translate societal norms anymore, but to me personally, I I I definitely hear what you're saying, but I'm a kid of the 90s, and so everything was gay back then as far as like what you call it. But yeah,
Was it?
really in the first scenario, I'd be more upset that like there's no invitation to be a part of it versus like you were cheating on me. Like, I wouldn't think of it that
You're
way,
pissed.
but
You're like, damn, Karen, why didn't you let me in on that shenane action? I would have sucked your other toes. I would have sucked her toes.
but
Something.
but at the
But
same
nah,
time,
man,
like
that's
I've had a buddy that got into a crazy situation where shit, I don't even know what it was called. It was like his girlfriend also had a boyfriend that they were all living together, and I can't remember what polyamorous, I think is what they called it. And it's like there's just such crazy shit nowadays. It's like I I don't know if it's that people just don't want to actually commit to one person, or like I don't know. It's things have gotten so strange to me as a more conservative traditional person, that it's hard to decipher society's view on it. But it's I'm definitely with you. If I accidentally stuck my finger in your butt, that would sound pretty gay to most people, I would imagine.
yeah, it's weird. It's just weird because, I mean, is the act what's gay, or is it the people that are doing it that makes it gay? That's my point.
I, I
I
assume
mean,
it's
because if I put my finger in a girl's butt, it's still a butt and it's still a finger. If I do it to it, and if I do that, I guess it's normal. But if I do it to you, it's considered friendly fire. I don't get
well,
it.
I
But
guess
that's just well,
if,
people are
if it's
weird.
if it's biblical, then I guess sodomy is sodomy. But I'm not sure why that's
Mm.
that is a biblical thing. I
Praise
don't know
God, baby.
why. Like, you know,
Amen.
it is what it is.
Hallelujah. Praise God, baby. Um, motorcycles outside. Um,
We do have a comment.
do you think we have a comment? That's good. Um, it says you can read it, Mike. Go ahead and read it.
It's from Mr. the Keb. It says, if bald people work in a
Mr.
restaurant,
The Cab, who had a birthday last week.
do they still need to wear a hairnet?
That's a fantastic fucking question. Once again, I see a lot of people with hair nets that are wearing these hair nets and they still got giant hair busting out. They're not covering it. They have big giant beards and they've got no net on the beard that's actually hanging over the food. Um, I think that is just that's another thing that the health department came up with and said, hey, guess what? Let's try. Let's at least try. Because if they really wanted to get down to it, they'd say, hey, in order to be a person that prepares food in a restaurant, you must shave your head and your face. You can have no hair exposed.
Is that eyebrows too?
No, they just do it. They just keep doing it. Yeah. Maybe they let you leave the eyebrows. They don't shed very often, I don't think, and the eyelashes. But like I couldn't work in one. This beard, I mean, I find beard hairs on my shirt and stuff sometimes. I'm like, whoa.
Oh yeah, you can pull them right out.
Yeah, so hairnets ain't doing shit. But while the Keb is around, I wanted to answer a question that he had a couple weeks ago. Or at least he said, hey, I bet the guys over at the Two Penny would know, I think is what he said. And it was something along to, is Vaseline a good lubricant? And I will say this. I mean, people can use Vaseline as a sexual lubricant, but it's not the best option. I mean, because Vaseline can damage latex condoms. It traps bacteria, which can lead to an infection. It stains clothes. It can stain bed sheets. So my suggestion would be to instead of Vaseline, maybe consider choosing a high quality water-based lubricant. It's a lot safer.
When you don't want
it'll last
a glob
longer.
of
And
Vaseline in your mouth.
Yeah, and the truth is Vaseline, I think Vaseline smells weird. I mean, it's just not good. It tastes very much like what a condom tastes like. Don't ask me how I know. I may or may not have tried a condom before, like tasted it, by accident. Okay, the truth is I did try one. It was a flavored condom, and I was like, I got to find out if it's really flavored or not. It wasn't.
What flavor?
I mean, just because you put a little grape. It was grape.
Oh.
It was grape. It was a grape condom. It didn't taste like grape. It tasted disgusting. So no one using soap as a lubricant, Keb. Wow. No, soap burns. Soap burns. Because I know this when I was a youth, and I may or may not have been masturbating in the shower. I might have been getting after it, and I might have got a little soap down the old pee hole. And let me tell you, that burns. It burns a little bit.
Well, you definitely don't want to. You don't want to use that
soap.
to put inside somebody else's body.
No, sir. No. And you got to be careful if you're cutting vegetables and then you're going dilly-dallying with the finger blasters. You got to be careful with what you're doing these days. I mean, you don't want to go to bed an hour later and you didn't wash your hands properly, and the next thing you know, you're touching your woman's love box, and now she's got a jalapeno hooter and she's jumping around like a mariachi.
I definitely made that mistake with an old girlfriend in college. I was making some jalapeno poppers and didn't wear gloves, and that was a mistake.
They're called your fingers.
And
you served up some real jalapeno poppers.
She ended up in the bathtub trying to get that hot jalapeno oil off of that sucker.
Oh, that's rotten, dude. You're a sick bastard. What do you so I notice this sometimes. Do you leave your phone, like if you go out with your wife, like could you switch phones with your wife for a day and not have any worries in the world other than maybe somebody like me or somebody sending you a vulgar text or image?
Yeah, probably. I don't really
I
use my
mean,
phone for anything weird, I don't think.
okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Some people can't. Some people couldn't change it. Um so
I would be
I just
annoyed
think it's weird because I see
because
different people with different things.
she has all of her apps like compartmentalized into weird little folders all over, so I couldn't find shit that I want to use. And that's
Couldn't navigate.
yeah, that's the thing I hate about her phone.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said they absolutely, they lost their ever loving mind. We were golfing, and he left his phone at home, and he was beside himself, like, "Fuck, she's gonna go through my phone." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck do you have on there, dude?" He's like, "Oh, well, I've watched a little porn on there, and I've got some screenshots of titties, but they're off the websites. They're not like little girls." I'm like, "You're toast."
Why do you need
You're
that?
fucking toast, dude. You've got a woman at home with boobies. I understand the point of porn. I get it, but I'm just not. I'm like, if you have it readily available at home, and I get it, some guys don't. Their wives aren't, supplying them with the good anymore, and that's all right. It happens. But I guess better not happen to me. That's when I'm out. But it's I don't know. I was like, you're toast, dude. You're burned. Um, I never actually texted him to find out what happened. Matter of fact, I haven't heard from him since. I might need to check on him.
He might be
Might need to do
swimming
a
with
little
the
welfare
fishes.
check on him. The fishies. He might be swimming with the fishies. That's
He's
right.
he's in the
Um,
harbor.
he's in the harbor. Speaking of dating stuff, what do you think is like the creepiest age gap? And does it s- does it s- is it on a sliding scale of like, when you're a 25-year-old dude, is it creepy for you to date a 40-year-old woman?
So
Because
I
it's
think
definitely in my world, it's creepy if a 40-year-old dude dates a 25-year-old girl.
yeah, that's what I like. That's kind of the same as your question about the girl versus guy on guy stuff. It's like it's not considered
Hmm.
creepy for a young guy to get a cougar, but it is creepy for an old guy to get a gold digger, basically. Uh, not saying that all age gap relationships are gold diggers or whatever, but it's definitely viewed differently in society.
True. Yeah. Well, it's I think that I don't know. I don't think that the age gap is a bit like to me right now. I'm middle aged, which is weird to say. I'm 47, and I'm like right in the middle of the road. Would I date a? I don't even. I wouldn't even date a 30-year-old. That's just like seems so young to me.
Yeah,
But if I look up the chain, I mean, I might mess around with a 75-year-old woman if she was nice enough.
but
It ain't gonna
if
bother me a bit because
if
I'm like, hey, she ain't gonna get no pregnant.
if you met somebody, you wouldn't actively go look for it, but if you met somebody that you were hitting it off with, say at the grocery store or whatever, and she happened to be 30, then you'd be in. Like, but I think, the fear,
I
and
don't
I
think
get
so,
it
bro. I don't
because
think
it's
so.
like,
Life experiences. Nope, nope. I'm gonna
but it's
agree with you.
like,
You're wrong.
well, I get where you're coming from because it's like, now I'm 35 and I see, we have a lot of young people come and try to buy cars or whatever, and you look at them, and you're like, holy cow, that's young. Where, when you were 25,
Mhm.
you thought, oh, it doesn't matter how old I get, I'm always gonna want this age. But it's like as you age and mature, and I think that's the caveat is like you have to mature with your own age, uh, to where you you want to stick around with people that are closer to your age because you just have more in common with them. You're muted.
Thank you. I think sometimes when it comes to, um, people the same age, sometimes you have some of the same likes or experiences, or knowledge of, you know, oh, this is what like when we were kids. I don't have anything in common from my childhood with somebody that's 30 years old now, other than, I mean, they were born and there was, cell phones and computers and everything already exists. I mean, it's just such a weird difference. I mean, I guess I don't really care because I don't have to worry about it. I
Well,
don't have to worry about anything because girls don't like me. You know what they like? They like the thought of me. They don't like me. They
once
don't.
they get to know
Um,
you,
oh,
that's
by
where
the
the
way,
real trouble comes from.
that's right. They hear this about this podcast and they go, "This guy's a fucking psycho." Um, that's all right. I don't mind. By the way, if you are watching this, because I can see there's people watching, but and the Keb obviously chimed in. But if you're watching tonight or you're there, at least say hi in the chat and do us a favor and actually hit the subscribe button. The one thing that I like about this is that, excuse me, it's completely free to subscribe to us on YouTube. It doesn't cost you a penny. We're not asking for donations. We're never going to ask you for money. I mean, if you wanted to give us money, feel free, but we're not going to ever ask for it. Um, but we have, I'd like to get the subscribers up. We just started doing this about 3, 4 weeks ago, and we don't have a lot of subscribers. We don't have a lot of viewers, but we're going to keep at it because it seems like an avenue that makes sense. And obviously, I know you're sitting here watching, going, "How does it make sense? We can't even see Mike." Um, if I have to, I'm gonna build a super Wi-Fi tower right in his house. Something crazy, something good. Um, so a friend of mine today on Facebook sent me something about penne pasta on the Two Penne podcast, and I thought
Oh,
that was pretty clever. Um, I What is your favorite pasta shape? And
oh,
what I
that's a
mean by
pretty
that
good
is like
question.
there's yeah, Mike is frozen Keb. Like I mean, there's spaghetti, there's fettuccine, there's obviously penne, there's I mean, there's a million different pastas. There's so many pastas. What's your
Probably
favorite?
my favorite would be a
A good classic, a big fat macaroni that
pasta inside of it.
Ooh, you're talking like a big one. I mean, I'm always impressed with the different pastas. And I'm not Italian, so I can't really go off and say them all. But I mean, there's everything from, I mean, there's Garganelli. Is that how you say that? There's Capoletti. There's Piso Cherry, a ribbon pasta. I don't know where all these names come from. Macaroni, lasagna, uh, radiatori, like a radiator. What the fuck?
I don't know what most
Cannellini.
of these are.
I feel like I'm, you know, I feel like I'm Bubba on uh Forrest Gump. Um, this pasta, that pasta. This. My favorite pasta that I've ever had is actually they were little booby shaped pastas. hmm Um, they make these sexualized pastas for special events, birthdays, anniversaries, divorce parties. They'll serve up some big dicked pasta, some big penis pastas for some of the ladies at these divorce parties. You ever been to a divorce party, Mike? Wow, he's so frozen he can't even hear me now. Or maybe he's muted. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep going until he comes back. But it'll be a weird show. But maybe he'll pop back in. We'll see.
Sorry
But
about that.
yeah, I'm sorry too because you just you know, Jesus, this guy's such a rookie. Don't mind him, folks. Um, have you ever been to a divorce party?
No, what does that have? What happens in that?
A lot of weird shit. Mainly, it's just man bashing shit. But what's weird is that I actually DJ'd. I got hired to DJ at a divorce party once.
What kind of music did they
And
ask for?
everything. I felt like I was the trophy for the winner at that
I
event.
I
I
guess that
mean,
would be a good spot for
I have
one
never
guy to
felt
be.
let me tell you something. It's almost as good as being the only single dude at a male review, which is a stripper event for girls where guys come and strip and dance, which I was a DJ at a club that we had that. It was awesome. Once a week, baby. Um, you could just get to see women in their unnatural habitat, running around like crazy gorillas, pounding their boobs and shaking their arms above their heads and throwing money at dudes and licking dollar bills and shoving it in guys' dongs. It was wild. I mean, I never knew that ladies were such sex-starved, crazy animals. They were just wow, they were nutty with it. Um, I want to big shout out to my my co-host Mike for totally disappearing and making my life even more hell with editing this episode. Thank you so much. I just thought about that because the upload went away, then it came back. Now it's at 50. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna be horrible. But that's okay. I decided, Mike, that because you're the guy that loves the music and I don't really care about it, I'm gonna stop playing a song every week and we're only gonna do your song.
Oh.
And I didn't want to tell you this before, that way you couldn't say no. So I want to call it Mike's musical ministry. Something to bring a little bit of enjoyment through oral inspiration to everyone every week. So I am going to, first of all, I got to put this song into the media bank here. And then we're going to play the song, and we're going to play most of the song because there's a long intro on it, but I kind of want you to tell the people what it's about.
Yeah,
So go
so
ahead and tell us what it's about, and then I'll start playing it in the background.
okay, so first thing, last week we were talking about the MTV Unplugged stuff, and I think I specifically saying, "Hey, I wish they still did this." And so for the song tonight, I was going to go and pick a good Alice in Chains song from the old MTV Unplugged, but when I popped it up, it actually showed me that they did release 2 new MTV Unplugs this year. And so this one is by a band called 21 Pilots that I'm sure most everybody's heard of, and they've probably heard this song specifically.
For this part,
but the cool
we're
thing
actually gonna
is
sample you guys.
they the audience to create the sound effects in the songs. And so the song this is House of Gold, which I'm sure most people have heard, but it's cool because basically they use technology nowadays to get the background sound for the music live while they do it. So this is from Unplugged recording, and they have a whole concert, and it's only like 6 songs or something. So if you like it, you should check out the rest. And they do this in one of the other songs too. It's
For this
cool.
part, we're actually gonna sample you guys and use your voices, putting them into this keyboard here. So, don't mess up. This is your note. Sounds like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. It's pretty good. So Josh is sampling that.
Give it a try.
That's me.
Give it a try now.
There they are. Yeah?
Feels pretty good. Good job.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, let's put some of those effects on there to sweeten it up. She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? I will make you queen of everything you see. I'll put you on the map. I'll cure you of disease. Let's say we up and left this town and turned our future upside down. We'll make pretend that you and me lived ever after.
Okay. I mean, I get what's going on there. I totally get it.
It's probably a little more poppy
It's,
than you typically like, but I just thought it was a cool use of the
I don't mind
audience
pop.
to make the song.
I mean, it's May 1st, baby. So I mean, if I was gonna play a song today, I was probably gonna play some NSYNC. It's gonna be me. So I
It's-
can
it's
get
gonna
the
be May.
Justin Timberlake. It's gonna be May. But I didn't. So yeah, I mean, it's 21 Pilots. That's who it was, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. Um, they're very very obviously very popular. Or were. I don't know if they're very relevant anymore. I know at one point in time they were, but they're definitely more. On the you know what, Kev is right. The day that this releases is, which we said earlier in the podcast, but Kev might not have been here. We record on Monday, we release on Friday, and that will be Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Drinko. I will have a margarita in my hand somewhere, sometime during this. When you might be listening to this podcast, I might have already had a margarita for breakfast.
Oh,
Some breakfast tacos and a margarita.
and some cervezas.
Sounds delish. Yeah, or maybe even a tequila sunrise. to
Those are
kick
good
off
too.
the morning with a little juice, baby. Oh yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with a tequila sunrise, baby. So yeah, it's Friday. Happy Cinco de Drinko. Happy Cinco de Mayo. For all my Latino and Mexicano friends. It's not
All our-
Mexican Independence Day,
All our Latin lovers.
but it is Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, all the Latin lovers out there, the ones
You
who
sound
say
like
yes
Antonio Banderas.
and don't say Jason. I am.
We've watched a lot
Yes,
of
it's
Puss
like
in
my
Boots
neighbors
in
when
this
they talk to
house.
me. Hey, yay! Why don't you come over later and have a cerveza with me, huh? You know you like a drink of beer. The beer is good for you. Or the guys that do our landscaping at work, they're like, hey, yeah, you want me to the grasa in the back? The what? I tengo el manos así, manos así, marico, ventana. Yeah, the could you open the bathroom? I'm like, what? Your English is worse. That's horrible. I don't like it. Yeah, so happy Cinco de Mayo for those of you that celebrate it. I have a few Mexicanos in my family. We've got some Mexicans, not Mexicans, Mexicans. That's right, Mexicans, because you know what? The Mexicanos, they get it done, baby. They always have, they always will. I big fan of the Mexican. That's right.
You did you mentioned last week, I think you said you had a story that I should ask you about again about was it tennis ball titties or something like that? Is that right?
You know what? I didn't get clearance if I can tell that story or not, but I'm going to tell it anyway because nobody knows who it is. I'm not going to use real people's name. I'm going to protect the innocent here. Speaking of protecting the innocent, I'll talk about that some other time. So tennis ball titties, tinny nippies. That sounds good. Tennis nips. So apparently, I mean, this is a round the way story. I don't know about this, and I didn't swipe right on this person, but this person has a dating app. They're actively dating. It's a female. Apparently, some guy sent a picture. She had the picture was of her in a tennis outfit on a tennis court, and she looked like happy. I saw the picture. And even me, being the sexually charged idiot that I am, the deviant person, I didn't notice. But upon further investigation, after somebody told me, check this out, I was like, oh yeah, I see nipples. But some dude out of nowhere made a comment. Instead of saying hi, how you doing? You look cute. This fucking dude just writes on there, was it chilly at the tennis courts today? Because you could see her nips. It was like a sports bra type tennis top. It was, yeah, it didn't leave a lot to the imagination, but it's like she wasn't going for the sexual, hey, check out my boobs. But the nips were on high beams. She clicked those high beams
I assume
on, baby. She was running with them daytime running lamps.
I assume he thinks if he's getting a response, then it's probably good. So, and if he doesn't, then he'll just move on with his life, right?
I guess. I don't know, but I was like, what? I mean, I get it. All guys can be creepy and shallow, whatever. But damn, I mean, not even a hey, how you doing? How them just, hey, was it chilly at the fucking tennis court? Your titties are all fucking nippled out.
Hey!
You got them fucking hey, you got them daytime running lamps on, full beams, baby. I like your fucking knockers, honey.
I would guess it was
What a
probably
fucking
45 degrees outside.
Colder than that. Them titties were cutting ice, but cutting glass too. Anyway, yeah, I hope your fucking internet doesn't die again. Jesus, you're black screened. Jesus Christ, I'm upstairs, as our boy Theo likes to say. Praise God, baby. I was what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? I wrote it down because I'm a writer. Let me find it here. I know I got it somewhere. God damn. By the way, did anybody catch my my guest episode of the Stupid History Minute? Did you catch it, Mike?
I did not.
Well, you're a dumbass because guess what? Your boy, me, was a guest, the first in the series today on the Stupid History Minute. I was the guest host.
What was your topic?
Anybody. Hoagies, baby.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that.
Hoagies. Yeah. And it was awesome. I mean, the Keb, because I wanted the Keb to do one on it, but then he was like, hey, how about you do it? And I was like, that sounds fucking awesome. And for anybody that's wondering, he's doing a series. He's going to have special guests. I don't know how long the series is. You're going to have to tune in to find out. That's the whole point of it.
Was
And
it easy to
great because
talk
it's gonna be a
about?
little
Because
cross advertisement.
you history.
I have shredded a few hoagies in my day. That's right. But it was interesting because it was fun to learn the history of the hoagie, and it was fun to record it. And Keb, I will say this: Keb still did all the work. He totally scripted it out. All I did was come on and kind of guest host it, just like you would if you were on any other show. But it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate the Keb doing that. So shout out to the Stupid History Minute and the Mr. the Keb. You can get a dose of Stupid History Minute. And I'm telling you, they're less than most. Some of them are a little bit longer than a minute, and that's okay. It's not going to hurt you. I think my episode was like a minute and 39 seconds or something like that. Longer than any amount of time I can have sex. So it's pretty
Yeah.
long. But it's so if you want to catch my episode and see who's coming out this week, next week, whoever else is doing the episodes, tune in to the Stupid History Minute. You can find it on all streaming platforms. And if you want to, you can go check unfpod.com. You can find it there. Stupid History Minute in the Keb. So thanks for that. That was fun. I did that this week. I did that. It was so much fun. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. You know what's getting a little fucking outrageous in this country, especially
Yep.
out here, outside of politics and people?
What?
Tipping. There's
Oh,
a
fuck.
goddamn tip jar, tip function, tip this, tip that. Give me some money every fucking place I go. I'm not even kidding. I go to anywhere. Go to the gas station. I'm waiting for now. Granted, out here in Jersey, we do not pump our own gas. Every gas station has an attendant. You don't pump your own gas, which is kind
That's
of
like
nice.
that's a state law, right?
But I'm waiting for people. It is, yes. I think we're one of 3. I'm not sure. There's maybe more. I'll get my producer May to jump on that. But I mean, I go to the bagel place. I get a bagel. It costs me $3.39 or something like that. I get an everything bagel toasted with cream cheese on the side because I don't like how much they put on there. So I like to put my own on. And every single time they spin that you give them your card, you put your little card in, they spin it around. And the first thing they spin it around to you is no tip, 5% tip, 10%, 15%, 20% with a wow written next to it, or a custom. And you have to press a button before you do it. And if you don't press the tip button, you're going to be are you that loser? Are you that guy that's too good to tip?
They definitely
every
give you a
time I hit
look when
tip,
you don't.
I tip every time. They give you the look. And they're like, remember this dude next time. Put a little extra hair in his bagel. So I mean, it's like, you know what? You're messing with you don't want to mess with people that serve food. They can fuck you up. Kev knows. Most people that anywhere know. Somebody that's preparing food or serving your food can really mess you up. They don't because they just don't, but I mean they could. And but it's outrageous. I'm waiting to pull up at McDonald's and them start asking for a tip, or Wendy's,
Well,
or
it's
you pull up to
funny
the gas station and on the thing you put in, you paid
for your gas. Because yesterday I went to Dutch Bros Coffee. I don't know if they have that out there, but basically
yeah,
it's a
baby.
little.
I'm well aware they don't have mine because it sucks. So
Okay, so this is my second time ever going there, but I went to the drive-through and I gave her my card to pay for it, and she swiped it on her little tablet, and then she said, "All right, thanks, have a nice day." And like it wasn't even an option to tip; she just walked away on the phone with somebody else. Like, wow, she didn't even ask for a tip. Like I like that. Like everywhere tries to make you feel so guilty about having to tip people for stuff that's been their regular job forever, and I don't get it. Because
yeah,
a
the
lot
bagel joint I go to, it's
of times you're not even getting served.
go ahead.
Chipotle or fucking Starbucks. It's like they're just making the drink, which is what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, and this is how I know that the internet connection is bad because you're you're behind on when I talk. But at the bagel joint I go to, they even for cash people that aren't using the card, they have 2 jars set in front of you. There's a big debate out here in Jersey. Is it called a pork roll or is it called Taylor ham? Down south, they might call it Canadian bacon even. But it's a little bit different. There's pork roll and Taylor ham. It's a big debate out here. I think you would like it no matter what they called it. Nice salty cut of meat. But because you like that sultry, salty shit. But they have a tip jar. One says pork roll, the other one says Taylor ham. They want you to put your tip in one of them. This is how you vote. Everybody wants a fucking tip these days. I'm going to start. I want tips. I need tips for something. I don't know what it's going to be on because I don't do anything, but yeah, that's about it. That's all I got this week. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I
don't
think
have
we should
anything else.
let's cut it, and I'm gonna call AT&T and yell at them, and hopefully try to fix my internet connection from now on. Maybe have them install a direct plug in the office here.
I mean, the people that do tune in, they want to be able to look at you and go, "Wow, he is handsome for an overweight, middle-aged male." Um, and Kev wrote on there, the soon-to-be world-famous wife says it's pork roll. I tend to agree with her. I know that the soon-to-be world-famous wife is her family's up here somewhere, or she's from around
Was it
north of me
Pennsylvania?
or something. I think. I don't know. I think so. I know. I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong, so it doesn't matter really. I mean, but I agree with her. It's pork roll, and but she also probably understands how big the debate is out here for some fucking stupid reason. I mean, I don't care what they call it. She's from Pittsburgh. Yeah. By the way, the Avalanche, our team, they're out of the playoffs now.
They're done.
Also, the NFL draft took place. Our Broncos didn't have a worthy draft because mainly, well, they gave everything away already for
It's hard with no
their
draft
coach
picks.
and their quarterback. Yeah, what are we gonna do? We look like Mike Ditka when he was with the Saints and he did everything to get fucking Ricky Williams. He's like, well, we got one pick. Thank you.
So I
Anyway,
am
we'll
excited.
Do,
First, I believe the Nuggets are actually going to go on to win the championship this year. I'm going to call that right now. But second, last year they announced
Wow.
the schedules on May 12th, I believe, and so that'll be you and me will get to pick which game we want to go to next year. Announce that on the show and get ready for it for 4 months.
I guess. I don't know. I gotta try to get my NFL hookup back down here to play some golf with him before the season starts. That's what I need to do.
For sure, you need to get some strokes going.
Getting his good graces. So that I can once again
Hook it up.
help Mike. Yeah, get the hookup. I'm still waiting for Mike to hook me up with something. I don't know what it's gonna be. Probably nothing. Except a hard time. But that's okay. I can survive. Anyway, so yeah, we'll roll out of here. Mike's gonna get a hold of AT&T and tell him that he needs better internet. I don't know why it's so bad. I'm gonna start editing our podcast now because I'm gonna need 4 days to do it.
Take
I can
longer
already
than
tell I
the
have
covers episode.
I have 4 different audio pieces to clip together. So if it sounds choppy with Mike, I apologize, people, because now I actually have to listen to the whole podcast to make sure the conversation lines up. Fuck AT&T and fuck Flat Earth Dave. I haven't said that in a while, but I want to make sure that he doesn't think that I forgot about him. I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff, but once again, today, if you're watching us, it's May Day. Happy May Day. If you're listening to us on Friday, it's the 5th of May, and happy Cinco de Mayo. Make sure you have a good weekend. Get some drinks. If you're drinking, don't be driving. Be safe. Be smart. And if nobody else wants to fuck you, do what I do and go fuck yourself. And that's probably what I'm going to continue to do. I'm not a fan of the dating world. I'm done with it. I hate it
Already?
God. It's trash, man. It's trash. It's trash and it's tragic. It's trashy. I don't like it. But I'll be cool. I'll probably go back to it next week. Who knows? Anyway, Mike, you got anything else for the fine folks that are tuned into the Two Penny Podcast?
No, that's it. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and drink some water before you go back to work on Monday.
That's right. Make sure you take a shower, people. Clean your fucking nasty body. Clean your body. Kev and the soon-to-be world-famous wife, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I have no idea if the soon-to-be world-famous wife actually listened or watched, but I know Kev did. And as Kev says, may the 4th be with you always. And that's very true. May 4th. It's always a great day for Star Wars fans. Anyway,
Nobody else.
it's a power packed week for people that celebrate Star Wars, May Day, and
Tequila.
Mexicans, which I do. So yeah, via con Dios, which means go with God. Praise God. Hallelujah. Amen, brother. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you tune in each and every Friday for a new episode of the Two Penny Podcast. For my man Mike, for May, I am Jay Jones, and we will see you next time on the Two Penny Podcast. Bye.
Adios. Ay. Arrivederci.
Thank you.